Hey people, today I decided to go back and learn something about chemistry. Yeah, that's right. And when I just this is my recapitulation of what I already know. So, would I imagine chemistry was born like this? There was a guy who was eating a big cookie and with his full mouth of cookies, he said, he went and said, "Hey, hey, I think wouldn't be it cool to like look really close to what is happening inside the cookie on the cookie, like really close?" And the second one was, "Yeah, I wonder what is happening when you're really close at the cookie." And that's how chemistry was born. People were really bored and they start to think like, yeah, what does cookie is built from? What are the building blocks of the cookie? And yeah, as you can see, there was a story at at how it all started. Just two people being really curious, like what it is that cookie is made of, and then they like smash it with an really big hammer, like similar that Thor has. Even though this one is a bit broke. This should be a beer of Vikings. And also hair. Okay, it could be better, but hey. And they smashed the cookie totally. Pow. Just okay, not like this. They just smashed the cookie all over the place. There are like small pieces all over the table, and they're like, I wonder what is this. When they zoomed in, there was this one piece. And they're like, I wonder how much we can split this piece. So it's basically smaller, and then you had like two small pieces. And then I wonder how much you can split those two small pieces. And they kept going till there were just these two small dots. Okay, I said two small dots and I just draw six. Now, you have these two small dots, and I think it was Aristoteles. I imagine him as this guy. I think this is Aristoteles. You know, they had this over his head, like not like Jesus, but normal, you know. They're like leaves, and he said, those okay, it's a bit quiet. You can, yeah, wait for the those. Wait a minute. I need to give him an action. This is a hole, a wizard hole. Those small pieces are uncuttable. They are cut it into the smallest possible thing, and you cannot cut them anymore. And this is how atom was born. Woo! You know that thing that is drawn like this, and then there are those stuff flying around in the start of Big Bang Theory? Yeah. This is atom. Atom. I think it's uncut. Okay, you have a pretty big eye. You should go to a doctor. Listen, I'm not like, no, I shouldn't give you advice. That's atom, and he smashed it with the stick even more, like trying to make it even smaller, and he couldn't. If you would infinitely like cut it with infinitely sharp, what is this? With infinitely sharp knife, okay, this is like the atom being cut with infinitely sharp knife. Then we will live in infinitely stuff, and we will not understand anything. So going back, I don't know who this guy was. Who was Aristotle? How Aristoteles? He was probably Aristoteles, or some of those Greeks, like a guy, you know, with a stick. Now, we are to the smallest possible particle, and that's atom, or he thought it's atom, like you cannot cut it anymore. And even though on his like age, like the time when he thought about it, like a pretty good idea, right? Like cutting till it's uncuttable, and the moment it's uncuttable, which is like the knife breaks, you cannot cut it anymore. This is atom. This is this. Then it's uncuttable, and now we are getting somewhere. Now this is what I know from the chemistry. Like I'm pretty good right now. Now, so he called it atom. There is some bigger like story to it, but I will not go into it. Now, because we started with a cookie, we can look at what does the smallest possible like atom of the cookie. We can go closer and look at the atom, but I don't know. Let's just stick with the atom. You can go deeper into atom and blah blah blah. But atom is somebody when looking with the really giant microscope. Micro meaning you can look at really small things. even though this one is looking somewhere else that it's pointing. So this one is still like trying to find it, okay? And he started to like, hey, where is the cookie? And he looked really close, and then he found out that the atom, the guy, consists of the this called core. Basically, that's something in the middle, and there are like things running around it. And in the middle is proton, and outside there are like electrons. Those who power your iPhone. Yeah, this is what you are like. Oh no, I've run out of battery. You ran out of those guys. They just got lazy. They ran every one of them ran out into the processors of your iPhone. Whatever. I was yesterday looking at the presentation. So now that we know that there are protons and electrons, there's neutrons also, and then where I'm getting a bit lost, like every atom, like who called it? Like proton, electron, was somebody called proton and somebody was called electron? No, I don't mean the series in Big Bang Theory. Okay, so and this is probably what like chemistry is about. Like there is different numbers. I don't know who counts them. Like there is a different numbers of protons. This is proton, okay? F would be proton. Wait a minute, I will create him. This is pretty horrible creation. I am proton. No. This is proton. This is proton. He's pretty proud proton. I hope he's in the center of it all. And then you have electron. Electrons circling around. Hey, I'm Electron. Nice to meet you. Circling around the electron. And because of that, you have a lot of those electrons, and please, I'm not wrong, I'm mistaken. And there are some new look at her. Look at proton. Oh no. Now there are some guys who also have electrons to neutrons. Okay, so the number of protons, electrons hovering around proton, that's what chemistry, the whole chemistry table is about. Like there are all those building blocks, the smallest possible unchoppable thing. No, this is atom. Okay, and yeah, and I will sort it out now. Okay, just wait a minute. Now, the number of electrons, like if you count them, like electrons, and the number of protons, and there are neutrons also, but we will not go there. There are those guys like, hey, just don't go there. No, it's not worth it. Stop it. You need to take care of yourself first. And depending upon the numbers of them, you have a molecule. Fake. No, it's like 100 carbon atoms. Carbon have like there is a element, right? Element in the chemistry table, you know, that table that everybody tells you that you should learn, and you are like, no, I will not learn that. Yeah, in that table there are like elements, and each of these elements consists of those like uncountable atoms, and depending upon the atoms or the amount of atoms that they have, like each if each okay I am confused here, so but we will go through it, hopefully you and me. There are atoms and the number of electrons hovering, I don't know how they count it, whatever, they probably just look and this is what they see under the microscope, and they just make this dumb table like I did and just put this lines there, and then they count it and they say this is atom of one atom of element and gold. I don't know, maybe because of the numbers of protons, and maybe it's like I am sure that one atom consists of those created by someone, electron, proton, and neutrons. However, I'm also sure that gold, for example, like you know in Minecraft, is based upon like gold is based upon atoms, and one element, one smallest possible element, molecule structure, you know, this stuff, and they like bound together. This molecule structure is, somebody looked at it and saw like, oh, this is proton, this is electron, this is, or proton, electron, neutron somewhere here, and somebody looked at it with an eye and he was like, that would be, like this is here, that would be gold. And I hope I'm not mistaken. And the way this is all connected, these molecules are connected depending upon what the structure looks like here, will determine if it's a cookie or a gold. Oh, this is pretty horrible gold. Yeah, it will determine. There is a structure here. Structure of those bam, line, bam, line, bam, line, atoms of some sorts, and this is really, if you look closely, this is our case, and therefore here is also but a bit different structure. Here you maybe have like only this amount of molecules, and these molecules are also a bit different. Yeah, see, I know the names, but who knows. Okay, I at least see the gap in my learning now, and because of that you have this joke that Chuck Norris in his prime with his cowboy hat could with his bare hands could crush a piece of coal a piece of coal like Chuck Norris power and he crushed it and created a diamond. Also a reference to Minecraft. I don't know who took from where, but yeah, Chuck Norris was so powerful that when he crashed it, and the joke works, and right now I will demolish it, but the joke works because it seems like the core structure of the molecules are somehow like here, and when he crushed it, he created diamond because the molecular structure of the diamond is some like this, you know. So he is so powerful that he can like crash the molecule structure. This is all like with the big eye, you know, looking at the big eye really closely. So this is a chemistry for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And right now I will look at the gap that I discovered, what I don't know, and what molecules consist of, and if they, it seems like they consist of atoms of carbon or stuff like that, and I don't know if one atom of carbon, which they all say like you are made of carbon. Like I don't think so. I'm made of what I just ate, you know? Because if I would be made of carbon, I would, yeah, see, this is how it will be like. And I will be terrified by what it is that have grown on me when someone says, you're one atom of carbon. Carbon. And let's look what one atom of carbon looks like. It seems like one atom of carbon, then one molecule of carbon on one atom of carbon would then consist of this atom that would have like this core of proton, and there on top of it you will have these neutrons, proton and neutrons, and around hovering, as in our situation, electrons, and the number of those like stuff determined whether this is one atom of carbon or one atom of something else. Possibly. So hopefully you learned something new. The starts of chemistry were pretty basic, like normal two guys eating cookies, and yeah, this is it. Bye.